how I fight procrastination and when. I'm just wondering if you can hear my background music, so I'm gonna go inside of the room. Excuse me. Thanks so much. Let's go inside the room here, just to make sure that you can hear me. Hope everybody is doing great out there today, and just had an awesome week. Okay, the audio room has started, so I'm gonna just go in here and see if I can go inside the room and see if there's anything going on. All right, let me just take a look here. Let me listen in. All right, let me just take a look here. Let me listen in. Okay, there we have it. It is working. I think that you can hear my music in the background. It's how I like to start off all of my funnel chats. And excuse me, it gives me it sets the tone for my recording. I get my mind in a good, relaxed state of mind, and I just put it all out here. Excuse me, I put it all out here on the table. I love this live audio chat. I know I've said it like multiple times, but I really do. It's just a way for me to come on and kind of do a brain dump, just do a mind dump for the week and put it all out there in a candid conversation with my funnel building family. What's up? How are you doing out there? Hashtag live if you're listening live. Hashtag replay if you're listening on the replay. Today is January the 21st, 2022. Can you believe that? You know, I know a lot of people who run podcasts, and they will say, don't date the podcast. Don't date it. You know, don't mention the date, because they really want to keep all of their content evergreen without putting a date on it. So if you're listening to this 2 years from now, 3 years from now, they want to be able to use their content as just evergreen as any time. But I am breaking a cardinal rule today, and I am dating this podcast, this live audio episode, January the 21st, 2022. Can you believe it? Today, I'll be talking about how I fight procrastination and when. Sometimes is the key. And I'm going to get right into it, because I'm reflecting, you know, the reason I chose this topic. I choose the topic about a day before I'm going to come on and talk. And today I was reflecting on this past week, and I had some challenges this week. Let's see. I'm just getting over an illness that has lasted a lot longer than I expected. And if you pay attention, I'm still coughing just a little bit. Excuse me. I just coughed, right? Okay, but it has given me an opportunity to go and dig deeper into some client work and to some building. And I faced some roadblocks this week, just being stuck and not being able to get on the other side. And then for me, I think I suffer from perfectionism, and things have to be perfect. So I'll put something down, and then I'll change it, and then a 6-minute video pretty soon turns into a 12-minute video. And then I'll have to go in and say, okay, I've added too much. I don't need to say everything. Let me just put this in more succinct terms. And that's just something that I get stuck with. So that's really what prompted my the title for today's funnel chat. I love these funnel chats. I do. I put everything out here, just for history's sake, and I do love it because I recommend that if you're not publishing, you should publish. And to me, it doesn't matter if no one is listening. I don't even know if anyone is listening live right now, but that doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter if there are 0 people on this live audio, because what I understand is I understand what I am building. And I understand that I am building a super foundation. And I understand that the more content that I create, the more opportunity that there will be for my message to get out. And my message is going to get out. So I'm going to continue to build. And this digital real estate, which is absolutely free, it will be here forever. And for me, I make copies of everything. Well, that is, I'll have to admit, that's the only thing I don't like about these live audios on Facebook right now, is that you can't make a copy of them. But as far as everything else, I have a copy of all of my content. And my content, I really don't care what anybody thinks about it. I may not speak properly. I might slang. I might have my little perks or things that I do. I might not say the things in the way some people are used to hearing them. I might even rub people the wrong way. I've heard people say things like, I just don't like this person. They come off as salesy, or I don't like their attitude. And for me, I really don't care. I really don't care. You can think what you want to about me. I have a mission, I have a goal, I have a purpose, and that's what I'm going to fulfill. And I don't let anyone stand between me and my goal, especially someone that is giving off that type of energy, because that type of energy says absolutely nothing about me and everything about that person. And if they're giving off that same type of energy, they're going to get that same type of energy right back. So if you don't like me, if you have something to say about me, come to me and say it directly to me. And if you can't say it to me, then ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So, all right, I'm telling you, I'm sorry to go off on that little tangent, but it's really a pet peeve of mine, because some people, I'll tell you why it's a pet peeve of mine. Because for so long, I kept myself under wraps. I kept my message hidden from the world. I kept myself silent because I was so afraid of what other people would think. I was so afraid of other people showing up. I was so afraid of people thinking that I would come off as salesy. I was afraid of people thinking I had an accent. I was afraid of people thinking because of the way that I talked, that I wasn't educated. I was so afraid of that. And when I see other people, excuse me, sorry, that hold themselves back because they are afraid of those same things that I was once afraid of, it really ticks me off, because of the people that are making them feel that way. Because those are the people that made me feel that way. And it's nothing about you. Just go out there and do it. Are you enjoying this video? Now's the time to smash that heart button and hit the subscribe. What are you waiting for? You'll be glad you did. Now back to the video. And I don't care what other people think. I don't care. Just get out there and do it. It's the best thing that you can do. And as you start to do it more, you're going to get better. You're going to become more comfortable. You'll become more competent, until the point where it's not a complete, it's not a complete, just don't care at all, but it is manageable. It is the point where you can do it and you won't care as much. Maybe some people call it developing a thick skin. I was reading in Russell Brunson's Expert Secrets book, and in one page he said, we are all slaves to what other people think about us. And as a matter of fact, I didn't expect to do this, but I keep books around me, and if you've ever had a conversation with me, you know that I'm like a walking library sometimes. I'm like a walking encyclopedia, because I can mention something to you and then I can go get the book and I'll go straight to that page and read it to you. So in this one, I'm going to go straight to that page of what he said, and it was about status decrease and the only thing that causes people to move or not moved. And oh wow, here it is. I found it. Check it out. So I'm going to tell you, okay, so I have the first issue of Expert Secrets. So it's not the rewritten portion, but if you want to go back and check it, you're definitely welcome to go back and check this. I'm reading from page 56 in the original Expert Secrets book. And and I'm just going to read this one paragraph, and this is the paragraph where he's talking about what causes people to move. When he talks about the only thing that causes people to move or not to move, and this is your status increase. If something's going to make you appear more intelligent, more wealthy, more happy, give you more power or physical appearance, or you're not going to move to something that's going to make you look stupid. So he talks about making sure to communicate that when you are in your messaging. But this is the last paragraph on this one. He said, status works on both ends of the spectrum. It's what makes some people fight for earthly possessions, and it's also what keeps others from desiring them at all. Here's what really got me right here. He says, as much as we may hate to admit it, we are all slaves to what we believe other people will think about us. Man, that excuse me, sorry about that. That last sentence really hit me, and I had to go internally and think, am I a slave to what other people think about me? Even though I say I don't care what other people think about me, I don't care, but that's something to think about. Okay, great. I'm so sorry that I went off on another tangent there, but like I said, it's a pet peeve of mine. I'm gonna just reset. Today's Funnel Chat Live is about how I fight procrastination and win sometimes. Thanks for joining in on this live podcast. I'm calling it a podcast, but it's a live audio on Facebook. So where I left off, I was talking about content and how I keep a copy of every piece of content that I publish. Now, you might notice if you're inside of my private Facebook group that I publish a lot of pieces of content, PDFs, reports, and these are all research that I've done. I'm a fanatical learner. So as you can tell, I keep books around me. I'll think about something and I'll say, I'm gonna go exactly to that book. So what I've started to do is I've started to not just read and absorb, but I write my own notes and summarize them, and I put them in a lot of different pieces of content that are digestible, that I make them available. I'm fanatical about it, so I'm always learning. And And I know that everything I put out there is going to be well researched, and it's bound to be truth because it's based on principles, and it comes from hours and hours of meticulous studying of my craft. I love it. So each piece of content that I put out, whether it's a post, whether it's an audio, or whether it's a video of some sort, is adding to my digital real estate. And just like real estate in the real life, it's going to appreciate in value over time. And what I understand is that a foundation of building these assets is going to become, I'm going to work hard at it until it's going to become an automatic source of income for me. I think some people use the phrase digital real estate. It may be overused to the point where the actual meaning of it is diluted, but it's digital real estate, and it is, I don't know about you, but I believe and I understand the importance of it, and I hope you should too. That's not the subject of this audio, but definitely that's why I post content. So in my this week, I'm talking about the procrastination and how I overcome it sometimes. And it was this week, someone asked me the other day and said to me that, I am so consistent, and how do I do it? So what I thought about was this group, and how am I able to be consistent? And I thought, procrastination in the past might have been a problem for me, but now I actually have a practice that I do to overcome that a lot of times. And I also have several coaches. So I have to admit that I do have coaches, and I do learn from just about every person that's around me. So if you're listening to this and if you've been in my circle, I have probably learned something from you in one way or another, because every interaction that I have is a learning experience. And as far as one of my coaches and things that I do, I have to let you in on a little secret weapon that I have, because I've been a member of a group, and in this group, we go live every single day. And I think it's a private group. And I think right now, as of January 2022, I'm at the 6 month mark, and I have gone live inside this group every single day, and I have not missed one single day. And just to reset, on this chat, on this live funnel chat today, I'm talking about how I fight procrastination and win sometimes. So I'm talking about this private group that I'm a part of, that we go live every day. And I have been past the deadline. I have not missed one day in 6 months. I have been past the deadline, but I think the latest I've been is I've actually been about 3 hours, 2 or 3 days. But what makes me, and here's the truth, and you can get around that, because maybe you've heard the saying, the reason I'm able to beat procrastination and be consistent for so long is, and what makes me do that, it's the truth, and you can't get around it. Hey, are you enjoying this video? Well, now's the time to smash that heart button and hit the subscribe. Well, what are you waiting for? You'll be glad you did. Now back to the video. Maybe you've heard it before, but how you do one thing is how you do everything. So my ability to be consistent and beat procrastination inside of going live every day, inside of posting inside of the Facebook group every day, inside of me going to the gym and working out consistently every day. It has nothing to do about the event itself, and it has everything to do about my habits. How you do one thing is how you do everything. And so here's my example, because when I look at myself and I come upon an activity that I know I have to do, and if I make excuses for not doing it at that time, I'm giving myself permission to let myself down, because at that moment, it is a choice. Right at that very moment of thinking about whether I should go live or whether I should post inside the group, that very thought comes to my mind. It's time to go live. It's at this point when it's the most important, because it's like there's like a devil voice on one shoulder and an angel voice on the other shoulder. And you must pay attention to this, because this voice, and it's coming from inside of your head, it will give you reasons. I'm tired. I just got home. My hair doesn't look good. I'm sweating. My glasses are foggy. Oh, you can do it later. Oh, you can miss. It's no big deal. No one will notice. These are all thoughts that are going on inside of your head at that very moment of the decision. Now, then there's the angel on the other side. And to be honest, I don't know if the angel on the other side even says anything. I think for most people, the voice that tells you how many reasons you shouldn't do things right now, or you shouldn't do things, is so much louder. It basically even drowns out where there's not a voice on the other side encouraging you to keep your goal and go forward and remember what you promised you would do. That voice might be non-existent, but if that voice would speak, they would say, you want to reach this goal. Remember, you made the promise. Remember, you made the promise to go on camera. You made the promise to make that post. You made the promise to get up and go to that gym. Just keep at it. You are making results. Now, excuse me. Now, it's at this point when many people do not recognize what's going on. But for me, it's at this moment when I stop and I become completely aware of the voices and the thoughts that are going on in my head. And it's at this point, everything that this devil voice has said are excuses. And it's at this point where I know that it's a choice. It's a decision that I need to make. If I continue listening to the voice telling me not to do it, then soon that voice will take over completely, and I will not be consistent. And I will not reach my goal, and I will procrastinate, and I will not reach it. So here's an exercise on that you can do. So here's an exercise that you can do to beat that voice. And just to reset, we're here in the live funnel chat, Facebook Live audio. We're talking today about how I fight procrastination and win sometimes. Okay, so we're going to have an exercise to do that will help you to fight procrastination and develop better habits. So what I want you to do is I want you to take your hands, palms wide open, with your fingers spread wide apart. Now, then I want you to take your right hand and left hand and push them together and clasp them together. So when I say clasp them together, I want you to put all of your fingers between your other fingers so it folds over completely, and then squeeze it together tightly, almost as if you are shaking hands with yourself, but your fingers are through your each finger. Okay, so I want you to pay attention and look at this, and I want you to pay attention to whether your left thumb is over your right thumb or whether your right thumb is over your left thumb. So just pay attention on which way that is, okay? All right, now, then I want you to take your hands apart. Take them apart completely, and then we're gonna put them back together, except this time, we're gonna put them back the opposite way. So if your left thumb was over the top of your right thumb the first time, I want you to do it the opposite way. If your right thumb was on top of your left thumb the last time, I want you to do it the opposite way. Did you do it? It feels uncomfortable. You see how uncomfortable that feels? I mean, I don't even see your face, but I know you're struggling to how that feels. Now, and it doesn't, the way this works is it doesn't work that we do it one way one time and then we do it a different way the other time. No, we do it the same way every time because we do it unconsciously. We do it without thinking. So when you let yourself, you let these thoughts and you let these excuses for not doing something, when you procrastinate, it becomes to be a habit of not completing things in other areas of your life. So if you procrastinate or you make excuses, it's a habit, it's a pattern, and I can guarantee that I can find patterns in other areas of your life of making excuses, starting things, and never finishing them. Because this was me, and it's still me at some times. I haven't broken this pattern completely, but I do break it by becoming aware in that very moment, at that very moment of the decision. Just like the exercise we did with clasping your hands together. Begin being very aware of the decision that I was making and paying attention to the thoughts, the reasons, the excuses that I'm giving myself at the time. What I'm able to do is reverse those decisions and let the positive, encouraging thoughts be the voice that I listen to. And that's an exercise that you can complete to help you to overcome your procrastination, fight procrastination, and win. And like I said, the title of this chat today is How I Fight Procrastination and Win Sometimes, because sometimes I win and sometimes I don't. But I make sure that I win more times than I lose. I win more times than I lose. And what I want you to do is I want you to do this exercise and pay attention to your thumb. The next time you have these thoughts of procrastination that come into your mind, I want you to think about this hand clasping exercise, and don't let that fear hold you back. Go out there, get it, family, crush it. It's January the 21st, 2022. And remember that every day is your New Year's Eve. Every day is your New Year's Day. I want you to go out there and crush it, fam. I hope you've had a great and awesome week. If you're jumping on live, hashtag live. If you're watching this on the replay, give me a comment down below. As always, I keep it to right at about 30 minutes, and I'm right at that time. So at the end, I always like to give a call to action. And the call to action is for my my 5-day Make More Money Marketing Challenge. That's where I hold this challenge once every month. And this challenge is where we learn how to communicate to bring more leads, more sales into our business. And there will be a link somewhere around this video. The challenge is 5 days. Every day, we've got 3 VIP sessions on the first 3 days. And that's where we get to go one-on-one chat, and I get to answer your questions live. And we really dig deep into the communication, because when we are trying to grow our online business, when we're trying to grow our online presence, and we're trying to generate leads and sales, what's more important is the words that come out of our mouth and how we communicate with others. And it's not always the winner is not always the person that has the best product, that has the best service, because you can have the best product, you can make the best widget, have the best idea, have the best product, and still no one knows about you, and no one is motivated to move and join you or buy your products. And that's what I focus on. That's what I learned. That's what we learn, is how to get people to move. We get the masses, we communicate in a way that makes the masses move. I love it. Join me. Look for the link somewhere around this video. I'm gonna throw on a small tune. So we're gonna get out of here today. Hope you guys are having a fantastic week and you enjoy the best time with your family this weekend. I love you guys. Thanks for joining. Till next time. If you're just starting out online, you're probably studying a lot. That's great. You're probably geeking out on all the strategies also, right? Well, that's also great. But the hardest part is figuring out how to communicate in a way that makes someone want to buy from you and how you should sell to them, right? Well, that's also what I struggled with for a while until I found the formula. So I created this free 5-day challenge called the Make More Money Marketing Challenge to get you on track with your marketing, and more importantly, the right sales scripts and processes to get it off the ground and getting people to take you up on your products, services, and your opportunities. You want to come? Well, there's small groups on purpose, so I can answer your direct questions for 5 straight days. You can hold your spot by going to www.thementalmarketer.com/4M challenge sign up. Again, that's thementalmarketer.com/4M challenge sign up. Check the site for dates and times. I'll see you on the inside.